Hello, welcome back to another segment in excerpts from A Spiritual Ascension. So, as you can see, the title is Going Along to Get Along. Throughout your journey, you're going to come into many tests. And I don't really like to use that word as test, but it is to see a thing on. So, understand that you are here on earth to learn, right? Your soul is here to learn. And then in the next lifetime, you're here to learn more, right? Um, Karma is kind of whatever. So you think of grade school, right? Whatever you learned, say in first grade, usually those first couple months in second grade, they kind of review and kind of test you to make sure you still remember what you did in first grade, right? Um, so in that same way is think of lifetime after lifetime, whatever you have learned in one life, um, in your next life, those things are going to come up to see if you have changed ways or are going to continue to do the same things that you were doing. So your soul remembers, okay? Um, So in that way, you're kind of being tested to see if your soul is going to overcome the karma from the past lifetime and change it into good karma for this lifetime to carry it on. Okay. So I noticed, especially for me, because I was such a people pleaser previously, and a lot of that had to do with my how I was raised and um, one of my parents needing to please her in order to get along. How did I say that? Going along to get along. So going along to make her happy in order so that I can get along in my life, daily life. And I noticed that I had aligned myself with different individuals who I thought meant something to me or I meant something to them, but it eventually became a situation of going along to get along instead of me saying that these relationships are not healthy for me and I need to leave these situations. And it became a thing of going years and years, one relationship I had for over 20 years and just thought that's how it was supposed to be. And then understanding that I was just going along to get along, but the relationship was not healthy for me. It wasn't, there wasn't an equal give and take in the relationship. So even now, after having gone through the ascension process, I'm still being tested to say people that are coming in. I think you're more aware now of what you will deal with and what you won't deal with. And there's no longer that going along to get along. Okay. You're going to nip it in the bud. So these tests are going to come up, and the tests will get easier for you because you're going to recognize right away that no, this is not the kind of situation that I want to be in, that it's somewhat toxic. And I had already told myself I'm not going to be in this type of relationship. Um, so, like recently, someone I had been dealing with kind of had an alcohol problem. And I, said, well, that's that person's life and that's the way they decide to deal with their life. But then I have to ask myself, why am I putting myself in that circumstance? What I said to myself, I'm no longer going to deal with anyone who has any kind of substance abuse. And found myself going along to get along. And I needed to kind of cut that off. So the universe is also trying to say one of the main things is talking about your self-worth. Do you find yourself worthy enough to allow yourself to be in situations that are not healthy for you? Big part of this journey is your self-worth. So these are things that you'll recognize as you go further along, and you'll see the test, and whatever may have you've dealt with previously is going to come up even after you've gone through the hardest part of your journey. Okay. It's like these tests, like, are you ready? You know, it's like that graduation. Are you ready to graduate now? Um, so that still throughout your life, these circumstances are going to come into your life, but you'll be able to recognize them right away and walk away from them more quickly than you did previously. So just wanted to give you that little segment today. If you'd like to spend some time with me and talk to me about your own journey, there's a link below to book time with me. Also, I've done several courses on the Ascension journey, and that link is also below. Okay, I'll see you next time.